The next day felt heavier than usual, not because of lectures, not because of assignments, but because of the constant awareness sitting at the back of my mind. Him. Even when he wasn't visible, I felt watched, like my routine was no longer just mine. Maybe that's why I agreed to study in the library with Mishu after classes. I needed quiet. The university library was vast, tall wooden shelves stretching endlessly, the smell of old paper and ink grounding in my thoughts. Mishu walked beside me, scanning book titles while holding a list. Mishu, we need this one and this, she murmured, dragging her finger along the spines. I nodded absently, pulling out a reference book. That's when voices echoed from next aisle, high-pitched, familiar, and out of place. Girls like them didn't come to the library, not unless they wanted to be seen. Mishu and I both paused, and then we heard the name, mine. I stilled. Mishu's head snapped towards the self gap, eyes narrowing. Through the narrow space between books, we saw them. Unhi, the most popular girl in the university, flawless makeup, perfect hair, expensive perfume that didn't belong in a place that smelled like paper and dust. Beside her stood her little circle, girls who laughed half a second after she did. Unhi flipped her hair dramatically as she spoke loud enough for the entire aisle to hear. Unhi, honestly, the desperation is embarrassing. Harin, you mean that serious girl? One of her girls' friends giggled. Ella, yeah, the one always lurking around Taehyung. Another added. My fingers tightened around the book in my hands. Mishu's breathing grew sharper beside me. Unhi scoffed. Unhi, I mean, I get it. If I worked at a convenience store, I would aim high too. Laughter erupted, mocking, loud, deliberate. They wanted me to hear. Of course, they wanted to. Ella, and the way she sits next to him in class, so obvious. Unhi, trying to get his attention. Unhi smart. Poor thing doesn't realize Taeyong doesn't date girls like her. Mishu stepped forward instantly. Her blood had boiled over, but I grabbed her wrist firmly. She looked at me shocked. Mishu, let me go, she whispered angrily. I'll shut them right now. I shook my head slowly. Mishu, they are insulting you. Wine, I know. Mishu, wine. Wine, I know, I repeated calmly. I released her wrist and slid the book back into place as if nothing had happened. They were still laughing, still throwing names, still beating. I knew what they were doing, talking louder, waiting for a reaction, waiting for a scene, but they didn't get one because I didn't give them one. Instead, I picked the books we needed and walked past the aisle entrance calmly, not sparing them a glance. Their laughter faltered slightly as I passed. They expected anger, tears, or maybe embarrassment, but indifference? That unsettled them more. Mishu followed me, still fuming. We settled at a corner table. She dropped her books harder than necessary. Mishu, you've changed. I looked up from my notes. Her brows were furrowed, eyes searching my face. Mishu, the old you would have snapped. She continued. You would have dragged them by their hair if needed. Wine. Don't you like the new version of me? A faint smile touched my lips. She didn't answer immediately. I continued writing. Everyone should change. Make sure we grow up. Silence stretched between us. The library clock ticked softly. Students turned pages, but then in a slow, distant voice she spoke. Mishu, I just miss the old you. My pen stilled. I didn't look immediately because that sentence hit deeper than Unhi's mockery ever could. I finally raised my eyes. Mishu wasn't angry. Mishu, the old you laughed louder. She said softly, fart harder. Didn't let people walk over you. I held her gaze calmly and spoke. The old me was tired. I replied. She blinked. I just didn't show it. I paused, then I added quietly. Wine. Peace is better than winning every fight. Mishu studied me for a long moment, as if trying to find the girl she knew inside the one sitting in front of her now. She didn't argue again, but she didn't smile either. To be continued.